A very good evening and thank you for joining us. You're watching Rupavahini.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Chamindi Samarasekara.
And I'm Ashik Amnuddin.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa has become the leader of the world's third largest international organization, the Commonwealth. This is the first time a Sri Lankan leader has become the chair of this organization. The inaugural ceremony of the 22nd Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting was held at the Nelumpokuna Mahinda Rajapaksa Performance Theatre this morning. Marking a new threshold of the history, more than 50 heads of states of the Commonwealth countries have arrived in Sri Lanka to participate in the summit. This is also the first Commonwealth summit being held in Sri Lanka. It has been started with the hosting of an Asian state after 24 years. The heads of states who have arrived in the country to attend the summit was warmly welcomed by President Mahinda Rajapaksa and the First Lady and the Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Kamlesh Sharma and Mrs. Sharma. The Prince of Wales, the Crown Prince of Britain, attended the summit as the chief guest representing Queen Elizabeth II of Britain.
For the national anthem of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka.
The inaugural ceremony was made colourful by several local cultural items. The President, in his inaugural address to the summit, pointed out that sustainable development could be achieved by human resources development of member countries.
සමාජික රටවල මානව ප්‍රාග්ධනය වර්ධනයෙන් තිරසාර සංවර්ධනයක් ළඟා කරගත හැකි බව සිය සමාරම්භක දේශනාවේදී ජනාධිපතිතුමා පෙන්වා දුන්නේය.
The Secretary General Kamlesh Sharma expressed gratitude for the generosity and the warm welcome accorded by the people and the government of Sri Lanka to hold the summit. The former chairman of the Commonwealth, the Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott, announced that the chairmanship of the Commonwealth will be presented to Sri Lanka for the next 2 years. The official announcement saying that the 22nd Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting has been declared open was made by Prince Charles.
It gives me very great pleasure to declare open this meeting of Commonwealth Heads of Government.
The chairmanship of the Commonwealth was established in the year 1999. The then President of South Africa, Thabo Mbeki, became the first chairman of the Commonwealth. President Mahinda Rajapaksa enters the history as the 11th chairman of the Commonwealth.
Still on the subject of Chogam, President Mahinda Rajapaksa says that damage should not be caused to the traditions and unanimity of the Commonwealth by presenting bilateral agendas. He emphasized that the Commonwealth should be an organization that fulfills people's expectations and should not be an organization that metes out punishments or judgments. He said that peace, stability and economic opportunities were denied to the people of Sri Lanka for 30 years due to the menace of terrorism. The President made these comments delivering the keynote address of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting.
The dance begins with a depiction of the early
The second is no stranger. Although economic priorities take center stage, let us not forget that the people are the greatest wealth of our nation. Strengthening the quality of human capital will help countries to achieve sustained growth. Greater people-to-people contact within the nations of the Commonwealth, as well as the objective of the Commonwealth to the most remote sections of our populations is also important. Chogam 2013 will provide the opportunity for us to assess the Commonwealth achievement with regard to development goals. If the Commonwealth is to remain relevant to its member countries, the association must respond sensitively to the needs of its people and not let it turn into a punitive or judgmental body. We must also collectively guard against bilateral agendas being introduced into the organization, distorting Commonwealth traditions and consensus. The strength of the organization lies in keeping the member countries together, helping one another in a spirit of partnership, making the Commonwealth truly unique. I wish to quote the words of the Buddha, the enlightened one. Napirisang vilomani naparisang katang athanucha avikkeya katani akatanicha. Let not one take notice of faults of others or what they have done or not done. Let one be concerned only about what one has done and left undone. End of quote. While looking forward to a fruitful and constructive engagement, I wish all of you a very pleasant and enjoyable stay in our country. Everyone, sunlight, may the Nobel Fulgence bless you all.
A story of Sri Lanka's history, folk lifestyles, indigenous cultures and traditions told in the form of...
The former chairman of the Commonwealth, the Australian Prime Minister, Tony Abbott, said that the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting this year will be able to make a change in the world. He said by hosting the summit, Sri Lanka has displayed its commitment to safeguard democracy and freedom. The inaugural function of the Commonwealth Summit was held this morning under the leadership of Prince Charles, who represented Queen Elizabeth II at the summit.
My wife and I are very glad indeed to be joining you here in Colombo. Sri Lanka was one of the founding countries of the modern Commonwealth. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the first Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting to take place since the adoption of the Commonwealth Charter. The Charter reaffirms the core values and principles of the Commonwealth. At this Chogam, and guided by that spirit,
the Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott addressed the inaugural session of the summit.
You don't make new friends by losing old ones. I acknowledge Sri Lanka as our host and as Commonwealth Chair for the next 2 years. This country has emerged from many troubles, but with peace has come more freedom and more prosperity. So we are here to praise as much as to judge. Sri Lanka's willingness to host this Commonwealth shows its commitment to democratic pluralism and freedom based on law, and ought to reassure all its citizens that just as today is better than yesterday, tomorrow will be better than today.
The Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Kamlesh Sharma, said that Sri Lanka, which is one of the older members of the Commonwealth,
can make a difference in many corners of the world.
The Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Kamlesh Sharma, said that Sri Lanka, which is one of the older members of the Commonwealth and which is a true member of the organisation, has displayed its commitment and strength to the Commonwealth.
Representative, it is very good to see Chogam back in Asia. We thank the government and the people of Sri Lanka for the generosity, enthusiasm and warmth of their welcome. As one of the 8 original members of the modern Commonwealth, Sri Lanka has shown enduring energy and commitment as a member of a global Commonwealth family. That involvement now intensifies as the Commonwealth entrusts to Sri Lanka the leadership role and responsibility of serving as chair in office. Bahumai Stuti, Romba Nandri, thank you very much.
Meanwhile, heads of states participating in the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting said that Sri Lanka has been successful in holding the prestigious summit. The heads of state made this observation to President Mahinda Rajapaksa at the executive session held at the BMICH today. The heads of states arrived at the BMICH in a motorcade to participate at the executive session. There were more than 1,000 school children near the BMICH to welcome the heads of states. They were escorted to the conference hall amidst colourful dance performances. There was a display with elephants and tuskers as well. There were two sessions of the summit held at the BMICH today. These sessions discussed several main issues facing the Commonwealth member countries. It was emphasized that solutions to these problems should be arrived at with the consensus of all countries. President Mahinda Rajapaksa, Secretary General Kamlesh Sharma and several heads of states attended these sessions.
At least that Sri Lanka was able to host a ministerial meeting. During our meeting, we lost the chance to give the promise.
Prince Charles and the Duchess of Cornwall will visit Newrally and Kandy areas tomorrow. They made visits to the museum and the public library in Colombo today. The foreign and local media have focused special attention on the royal couple who will be in Sri Lanka for 3 days. They are scheduled to attend several functions to promote British-Sri Lanka relationship in the fields of literature, education and culture. After the inaugural function of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, the royal couple visited the museum. It was during the time of British Governor Sir William Henry Gregory. The museum was established in the year 1877 under Italian architecture. Several historically valuable items in the museum were focused to the attention of Prince Charles. The Duchess of Cornwall participated at a cultural function held at the public library in Colombo today. She was welcomed at the library by the Mayor of Colombo, A.J. Mizamil. The Duchess appreciated several innovations of school children. The proposals of the Commonwealth Youth Forum were presented to the heads of states. When the representatives of the Youth Forum met President Mahinda Rajapaksa and other heads of states at the BMICH, these proposals were handed over to them. The sessions of the Commonwealth Youth Forum were started at the Magam Ruhunupura International Conference Centre in Hambantota on the 10th of this month. 106 youth representatives from 52 countries, including 25 representatives from Sri Lanka, participated in the Youth Forum sessions. The discussions included gender equity, youth employment, sexual and reproductive health rights. A constitution to the Youth Forum was also adopted for the first time. In the elections held for the various posts in the Youth Forum, Sri Lankans were elected for 4 positions, including for 2 posts of vice presidents. The final session of the Youth Forum was held yesterday. The views and proposals adopted by the Youth Forum were presented to the heads of states.
Meanwhile, foreign analysts point out that Sri Lanka has the capability of successfully hosting any form of international conference. They appreciated the pre-arrangements for the summit and excellent management of same. The infrastructure facilities to hold the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting was expanded with the decision of holding the summit in Sri Lanka. The pre-sessions of the summit were held at Hambantota, Hikkaduwa and Colombo. International level conference facilities were provided to hold these forums. In addition to city development projects and building of hotels, the city of Colombo and the suburbs were developed. The heads of states were warmly welcomed on arrival at the Bandaranaike International Airport. The government provided full security to them. Public servants dedicated themselves to manage all these activities. A special international level media center was also established to provide news coverage for the Commonwealth Summit in line with the arrangements.
The Australian Foreign Minister, Mrs. Julie Bishop, said that President Mahinda Rajapaksa becoming the chairman of the Commonwealth is a special honour for Sri Lanka. She said that getting appointed to this post is a special privilege received by a country. The Australian Foreign Minister participated in a special interview with the national Rupavahini this morning.
Among the very busy schedule of CHOGM.
It is an honour for a country to be selected to chair the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, and it is an honour for President Rajapaksa to be the chair, and he will be presiding over the handover from Australia to Sri Lanka today. Our Prime Minister Tony Abbott is in Colombo to be part of the handover ceremony, and it's an honour for a country, and I would suggest a privilege for a country to hold that position. After all, it means that your brother, sister nations have supported you, and there are 53 nations in the Commonwealth, so that is a vote of support. There are some nations who are continuing to express concern. There are some heads of government who haven't attended, but Australia's view is that we should remain engaged with Sri Lanka and not seek to lecture or isolate Sri Lanka.
Meanwhile, the spouses of the heads of state said that it was a great opportunity to be able to come to Sri Lanka in connection with the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting and enhance relationships and unity. They said member countries should strengthen their mutual relationship, overcome challenges and march forward in the development process. They made these comments at a lunch organised by the First Lady, Madam Shiranti Rajapaksa, at the Presidential Secretariat on behalf of the spouses of heads of states. Students of Carlton Preschool welcomed the spouses in accordance with the traditional customs of the respective countries. Afterwards, First Lady Madam Shiranti Rajapaksa warmly welcomed the spouses of the heads of states. They also posed for a group photograph. The First Lady presented tokens to the ladies in memory of their visit.
Several heads of states has arrived in the country to attend the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting have met President Mahinda Rajapaksa at Temple Trees. The President of Nauru, Baron Baka, met the President yesterday. He said that although it is the first time that he has visited Sri Lanka, he feels very much at home. The President told him that Sri Lanka, which was threatened by terrorism for 30 years, became a peaceful country after 2009. He reminded that the right to live has been given back to the people. The President of Nauru extended an invitation for President Mahinda Rajapaksa to visit his country. Deputy Minister of Finance and Planning Dr. Sarath Amunugama, the Secretary to the President Lalit Viratunga, the Secretary to the Minister of External Affairs Karunatilaka Amunugama also attended the meeting. The Malaysian Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak met the President today. Both leaders focused their attention on developing the tourism industry in Sri Lanka and also discussed about expanding bilateral business relations.
Meanwhile, British Prime Minister David Cameron undertook a visit to Jaffna. Several local and foreign media personnel are covering the visit. The British Prime Minister visited Jaffna Library for the first time. He held discussions with the Chief Minister of the Northern Province, C.V. Vigneswaran, the leader of Tamil National Alliance, R. Sambandhan, and other political leaders in the Northern Province. He also inquired about the current situation in the north. David Cameron also held discussions with media personnel of the Udayan newspaper. British Prime Minister Cameroon also inspected relief camps in Pasupati Pillai in Chunnakam and inquired about the welfare of the inmates. Meanwhile, people of the North organised several meetings to wish the President at the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. They requested foreign representatives to safeguard the peace that has been achieved by Sri Lanka. The people who met the British Prime Minister told him that an atmosphere in which all people can live in brotherhood in a unitary country has been created in the Northern Province as well. The Academy of the North point out that David Cameron's northern tour will make the pro-Tiger terrorist Tamil diaspora who attempt to segregate Sri Lanka through European assistance to change their objectives. They say that the British Prime Minister's visit to the North has helped to understand the factual, social and democratic situation in the North for those who disseminate false propaganda against Sri Lanka from Canada, France, New Zealand, Britain and other Western countries. There is no obstacle for living in peace in reconciliation with freedom in the North at present. The Tamil Academia point out that it has been proved through David Cameron's visit that the Tamil population have no need now to present false information about Sri Lanka and live as refugees in European countries. Meanwhile, today is the third day of the Reflection of Sri Lanka exhibition that was launched as a precursor to the Commonwealth Summit. A large crowd visited the exhibition today as well. The exhibition is being held at the Janakala Centre premises in Battaramulla. The exhibition was organised targeting foreign buyers and local suppliers. Local businessmen will be able to establish business opportunities through this exhibition. The stalls included foreign technology suppliers, small and medium-scale manufacturers and partners in the tourism sector. 800 exhibition stalls were set up by foreigners and locals. A large number of foreign buyers came forward to purchase traditional and new products of local manufacturers.
මෙවැනි දේශීය නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගැනීම සඳහා ඊයේ දවසේ දේශීය නිෂ්පාදනකරුවන් සහ විදේශීය ගැනුම්කරුවන් අතර ගිවිසුම් කිහිපයක්ද අත්සන් කෙරුණා.
Apegama, which depicts the old traditional family life of Sri Lankans, was also exhibited near the Janakala Centre in Battaramulla. It included an ancient village and an industrial village. It is a concept mooted by Minister Basil Rajapaksa. This exhibition will also be held until the 17th of this month.
The proceedings of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting is being broadcast live to several countries through the media centre that has been established at the BMICH. Therefore, the media centre became very much busy today. This report is from the Rupavahini correspondent Rasika Gamage about the media centre. There are about 400 foreign media personnel covering proceedings of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting and its related activities. They represent all the continents. It can be seen that they were making every effort to cover the activities by shuttling between the Nellum Pokana Mahinda Rajapaksa Performance Theatre and the BMICH. More than 500 local media personnel are also covering the summit activities. The government has provided facilities for all these media personnel.
තම රටවල ප්‍රධාන මාධ්‍ය ආයතන ශ්‍රී ලංකා ජනාධිපතිතුමා සඳහා වැඩි ඉඩක් වෙන් කර ඇතැයි ඔවුන් පැවසුවා.
The foreign correspondents showed a great enthusiasm to listen to the president's speech at the inaugural function. They said that the media institution of their countries have reserved more space for broadcasting about the Sri Lankan president. The images of the summit are being telecast throughout the world through the media centre at BMICH. It is being done with the assistance of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation and the Globecast Broadcasting Institution. The university and school students are also assisting in the media centre activities. It was found that media personnel are carrying out their work with complete freedom. Today is the second day of the second test between India and the visiting West Indies team. The West Indies team, batting first, scored only 182 runs in their first innings. Olsha of the Indian team took 5 wickets for 40 runs. Ashwin took 3 wickets. The Indian team scored 495 runs in their first innings. C.A. Pujara scored 113 runs. Sharma scored 111 not out. Sachin Tendulkar, who will retire from Test cricket after this match, scored 74 runs. At present, the West Indies team is 43 runs for the loss of 3 wickets in their second innings. Well, that's all the news we have for you tonight. We'll be back with more news tomorrow at the same time. Till then, take care. Good night.
Good night.